Hey, how you doing? Let's do it to it. Puzzle rush time. There's mate. 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 Oh. Mate. Check. Checkmate. Let's see, takes. Mate. Mate. You win a piece. Let's see here. You win it. Oops, it's white to move, isn't it? You win a piece. Win a piece. Check. Check. Checkmate. Alright. Double check. Checkmate. Okay, let me see here. Rook h7, queen takes. I'm not sure. Wasn't sure about this one. Let's see. I wasn't sure at all. So this is, that's mate, okay. So mate there. So that's not it. That's not it. That one, I gotta say that wasn't a tenth, that wasn't 1,000. I think that was a little more advanced than that. This traps everything, guards, okay. I think some of those might be mismarked. Oh, I think it's been streaming for 5 minutes. I got on a little late today. Is there? Let me see here. Okay. Oh, takes, and that's me. Okay. So this is takes and then mate. It started 5 minutes ago, so it started at 7:52, I think. Yeah. This wins a rook. Boom. That's mate. Mate. Oh, missed something there. We'll find out that later. Let's see this. Alright. Check. Checkmate. Okay. Here. Check. Checkmate. Check. Check. And checkmate. Check. Checkmate. I win on knight with takes, and then bishop takes. Okay. I win a pawn, which then wins the game. Let me see. Check. Okay. Check there. Takes. I push, and I take, and I win a piece. Check, and then checkmate. I win a piece here. I'm attacking the knight, and I skip mate. Let's see, so it takes here, and then, yep, takes there, and then that's mate. Let's see here. Oh, this wins a piece. This wins a bishop, or a queen. So. Okay, this wins a bishop. Let's see, rook here, king there, there, there. Oh, pawn takes would be mate. There we go. Let's see here. No, that doesn't. Let's see, takes. So takes there, and then in here, yeah. That was a tough one. Let's give that, we'll get one more shot and then we'll get started. Knight takes. And it comes in and then, there you go. That's mate. Okay, let's see about this one. Okay, so you block there. This one's interesting. What am I missing here? Oh, duh. You can actually, I think it's winning the bishop, yeah. Because we want to go for mating attack. Because if pawn takes, check, and then we win a excuse me. Then we win queen takes g after that. Actually, we can't do that, can we? Because then the rook would. Okay. Interesting. We win a piece, so we win a piece in the end. Let's try one more time. A little quicker here. This wins the knight. This wins a queen. Our rook. 6. Yep. Stay on task. Oh, this wins peace. Wow. Drat. Yeah. I had two. I was trying to hurry, trying to find them, but I tried to use quick calculation. Oh wow, that I should have seen that. Remove the guard. Remove the defender. That horrible. Ah, this right there wins a piece. Okay, I have to try one last one. I want to try to. I thought about coming here and then setting up for mate, but I think that's better. And then if you bring your knight there, there's no way to stop me. Yeah. Okay, let's get one last one. Come on, 100%. Come on, mate. I'm on. Oh, wait a second. Let me make sure I have this. Oh, take the knight. Don't mess up here. Take the queen. Take the knight. Do mate. Okay, do mate. Grab the rook. Grab the bishop. Grab the bishop. Boom. That wins a knight. Oh, darn it. It doesn't win a knight. Ouch. Let me see. Check. Queen intercepts. Check. That wins. Nope, that doesn't win a. Or does it? Let me see. Check. No, it's mate. stay focused. Shake it off. I gotta shake it off and mate in 2. Okay, if I play here, he takes, and I win, and I win a piece there. Okay, if I push, there's no way to stop. We'll check. I take the pawn. Let me see here. Doubling up threatens mate, so there's nothing you could do about that. So white checkmate in 2. Check. Oh. Vertical checkmates are interesting for sure. Let's see. Let's see here. Maybe that there. I think that's it. You take. Oh, wrong. Oh, I can grab that first, then take. Okay. Gotta do one. I know I said one more, but I want to do a good one here. Oops. So I did it again. Let's see. Let me see what. Oh, bishop. And then queen. Okay. Gotta end on a positive note. So let me see here. Let me see. How would this work? The other one said it didn't work. So let me see. Oh, knight. Should have seen the vertical knight checkmate idea there. Protects that. Okay. All pieces combination. They all work together as a team. Okay. See, this wins here, and then now you can just take there. Okay, I went too fast. Let's see if I play. Oh. Let me see here. This is check, mate. Shake it off, and let's get moving and a grooving. Takes. think this is a fork here. I think this wins material. Move the king. Come on, don't lag on me now. Oh, that was a bishop takes. Okay, come on. Check. Check, checkmate. Wow, a lot of combinations here. Let me see. So it's white to move. Let's see, how do I... Let's see. I know the queen's trapped, so queen, knight, e2. You win the queen, okay. Okay, let's do this, and then we'll get started. So what do you want to do first? The French defense, or do you want to do Magnus Carlsen? Endgame. French defense or Magnus Carlsen endgame? Okay. That's funny. Huh, you win that. Interesting, okay. And now we'll do this one and we'll do it. Okay, gotta remember to look for sacrifices. Now let's get on to our opening French. We'll switch up and then we'll go. Then we'll do our other one. Alrighty. Okay, we gotta turn the board. Sometimes you have to tell yourself to shake it off, because otherwise our cells want to dwell on the thing and you don't want to dwell on it. Remember, it's a whole, like, I think it was Fabiano said this, or Fabi said that they asked when he lost a game, they came back and like won in a streak of wins, like win, 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 win. They asked, how do you do that after a loss? He says, it's a whole nother game. So same thing with puzzles. You get 3 strikes. So every puzzle's a new puzzle. So you have to say, you know what? We'll go back and check out that one puzzle, and there also yeah, go back and check the puzzle later after you're done with your 5-minute puzzle rush, and you'll find that you'll play better, because then you'll be like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Alrighty, E4, D4, D5. Okay, nice. History there. Okay, now we have E5. Oh, so he didn't. He did E5. Okay, so this is somewhat of the main line here, here, and then there. C3, and then okay, Queen B6, Knight F3, and then Bishop AC6, and then Bishop to E2 to get castled. This is the most modern approach. White develops his bishop to a square, which doesn't hinder d4. And at this point, you have to remember to play c takes d4. This is an exclam move. So this is kind of in your pattern bags of patterns. You're going to have to do that. Oh yeah, that is a playable idea. You could play this. We went over that idea, I think, last game. There was a game we went over. This is if they play bishop e2 to get castled. The tension has been resolved, and so if black didn't want to do that, black could actually play knight h6, bishop takes h6, exclam at this point. What are you doing? Exclam, and then queen takes b2, and then bishop to e3. White sacrifices in exchange and a pawn trying to trap the queen. So queen takes, and then queen c2, exclam at this point. C takes d, knight takes d, and queen a3. Queen bishop a3. And then let me see, knight to b5 is another exclam, because the queen's trapped, and you can actually play for a check if you'd like. The queen's not really trapped yet, so because the bishop, it lets them out, yeah. And then bishop b2 and bishop c5. So now you're starting to bring in the pieces with force. Queen takes a2. Queen takes a2. Castles for white. And white has a winning attack. This actually was from a game, so we'll see if the game's still, if they actually have the game. Nope. The game was this, if you wanted to look it up. I think I spelled that with too many R's. Let me see. I forgot an E. I think it, let me see, did I spell that gentleman's name right? S-R-E-N-S-E. C-T-S-D. And then knight to H6. Queen, knight to C3. That's why you have to wait until the piece the knight goes to A3 to take. Otherwise, the knight could, after you take here, get placed to a good square. You could also try playing bishop b4. So I'm thinking bishop b4 check is an interesting line. And then after bishop here, the knight could actually take. And then, but you do have a check there, so it's like here, queen takes, bishop takes, if bishop takes, then knight comes in, and you can pick up a, if the king moves, you can pick up a knight, a rook. Well, what you're trying to do is provoke your opponent to take on H6 here, and then go for to attack B2. Like bishop takes H6 is an idea. Black can play for a Zook swamp here of queen takes B2. This wins a pawn, and it'll win a piece. So knight BD2. G takes H6, and then castle kingside. Knight takes here. Knight takes, queen takes, and bishop b5, and king d8. Queen e2, and rook to g8, with the idea of trying to come in via there. He says he prefers black here. There's also another line of b3 could actually be played, intending to defend d4 using this idea. And then knight f5. Bishop b2, and then bishop b4 check. Exclam. See, the reason you also take is you set up for a really devastating attack here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. King f1 is forced at that point to keep control of the d pawn, because if d pawn collapses, then white's position will start just like dominoes, boom, 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 all the way down. Black castles now, and then f6 is in the air. G4 to attack the. I've actually had this played on me, G4. What I did is I played the right continuation because I kind of slightly knew it. You play knight h6 at this point to take scope on the pawn on g4. Rook g1's played to defend the pawn and prepare for a push. Now f6 is a tremendous move because it gives you a knight to f7 if they push, and that allows you to deploy your knight. E takes, and then f takes, and you're thinking, oh no, you're walking right into a fork. Not so, because g4, rook takes, bishop takes, and then knight to f5. And the whole basis is king safety. Yes, we're down exchange, but king safety and an open f file. White's not going to live very long on the board with a king so exposed like this. The next move, if the king tries to come there, would be a check, and then we can get our queen involved. We can get our bishop involved. We can even push, get the bishop involved here. You can even push here and get the bishop there and cause a lot of chaos. So you have to always look at piece play over activity. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't that. Hold on, let me see what the date of the game was. Did I put the date in? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put the date in. 1974 or 73. Hold on, let me. I think, didn't I? Oh, I did. No, I put it in there. It's 1973. Huh. Interesting. I'm not sure why I did that. It showed a game there. It was a correspondence one. And so basically, you're playing for piece mobility, and that's the whole thing. And the D pawn is under pressure, so G5 takes there, F G4, and then bishop to D. And remember, you gain control over F. And the D pawn is under pressure. White's king is secure. I mean, black's king is secure. White's king is insecure. Sorry, what that means is it's not. There's no place for it to hide. It's weak. And two, white's game it feels overextended, and weaknesses are virtually everywhere. One dramatic one is rook on the F file. I'm sorry, but that was actually, maybe it was a game that his friend played. This might be one of his friends. So alright, so let's go back here. So bishop to f5, adding a third attacker on D4. Knight a4. It's the French defense. This one here. Queen a5 check. Bishop d2. Bishop b4. And bishop c3. White must continue to cover d4 at all costs. The author is, hold on, I'll get that really quick for you. Let me make sure I have that spelled right. Yep. I think that's so b5 exclam here. a3. If bishop takes, queen takes check, and then knight c3, c takes d here. So this bishop takes would actually be a mistake because it loses a pawn. It would lose a pawn at this point, and it's a very key pawn. Yeah, but remember what Jennifer and Yazzer and Maurice said, that you should try to finish a book. You should try to finish your books if you can. And Jennifer said that it sometimes will take a month or so with total discipline of the study of that book to finish. But yeah, so you otherwise there's a lot of books that don't get read, and that's the kind of thing that I always think of. I always think of the on Disney, Belle in the new Beauty and the Beast, the one with the of course she gets captured. She gets led to the library, and she asks the prince, who's actually the Beast, got turned to Beast, have you read the books in this huge library? And he says most of them. And I want to have that, with chess. I want to be able to say, when they ask, have you read a lot or went through a lot of your chess books, I want to be able to say yes, most of them. And that's an accomplishment right there. It's also it's dedication and due diligence work to be able to do it. So it forces a chess player, if they're dedicated, to put in the time and do the chess cruncher motto of hanging up your coat, hanging up your hat, and sitting down and studying. Let's see, so bishop takes there, knight takes, and then b4. A takes b, and bishop queen takes. Now there's 3 attacking. How is he going to hold? Bishop b5. This is a pin that's forced. Oh, 161. The idea is to actually take the knight off on, and then attack. We're in the advanced variation section. To take the c knight off, therefore relieving pressure. So bishop d7, bishop takes, and then bishop takes. And this secures the d pawn for the time being. The theory considers this position even, while I feel that black holds a slight nagging edge. White's pawn weaknesses, much like other type of setups, would be a problem. So this is going to be a kind of nagging pain for the rest of the game, the d4 pawn, because what could happen is castles, and if he wants to, he can bring a rook to c4. He can also castle. Black could, and then play f6 as well. Okay, so queen d2, castles, like what we talked about. Castles, f2, rook fb8 to try to take scope on the pawn. A b8, a to b1, bishop b6, rook b6, not bishop, fc1, a b8, rook a b8, and rook c2. So everything's on full defense for white. Reactive chess to the limit. h6. This stops the knight from trying to clog everything up there. g3. g4 is more, they're saying, a double-edged type of setup. It's an interesting move. That's what the author says, more double-edged. And the move made with thought of the attack, but we must basically get a strategy. White is more likely overextending, and he will get checkmated by black. So let's see here, a5. Oops, not that, sorry, that's wrong one. a5. king g2, a4, rook a1, bishop e8. Because there's a tactic here that, see it, and if we play something like, we'll say h6, this tactic actually wins material because you're attacking here and you're attacking here. I believe, let me see, tax there, takes, takes, and takes, and then takes, takes, and takes, and it's an equal game, equal. h3, bishop d7, ac1, rook c6, and then g4, which is an interesting move. He's trying to set up for a an attack here. Knight e2, rook a1, rook c4, with the idea of trying to bring your knight to c6 and come in. Let me see. Yeah, black won. This covers, this move covers a4 and chips away at d4. Rook a2, and then queen b6, b7, b6. Okay. Rook c1, rook b4. Trying to do an Alekhine gun. ca1. And knight g6. Bishop takes, b2 is actually a dubious move here. Rook takes, queen takes, and then rook to b1. Rook b1 exclam is beautiful. Rook takes b1, knight takes b1, rook takes b1. White has winning chances here. White's the only, I think white is the only one that has winning chances here, because it's going to be hard to do anything. Yeah, that was beautiful for sure. Knight d2, or d1 to cover the pawn. b5, exclam, bishop b5. The idea is trying to set up for a bishop here, potentially in maybe. The bad bishop emerges now. White must factor in bishop c4. So knight c3, queen d8. king g3 with the idea of there's the idea of knight h4 ideas. That's why the king moved forward. Bishop c4, rook a takes, retakes, attacking the queen now. So bishop queen e2 or e3, and rook bd2, and this is pinned. White may have rid himself of the b pawn, yet hasn't equalized for the following factors. 1, d4 pawn remains an annoyance for him. White's king remains insecure. And 3, the c3 knight is unpleasantly pinned, this knight, to the queen. So a to a3, rook a3, and then queen e7. F5 is actually stronger here, exclam. It's a stronger move, continuation. G takes, and then a takes a3, rotates a3, rotates a3, and then queen to queen f4, or f8. And now you're threatening 2 spots, exclam. a4, oops, not h4, a4, knight a4. And bishop takes, queen takes f5. And the idea is White's king is in serious trouble here, because what's going to happen now is if you have bishop f1 coming, you have rook f8 coming, you have a potential h4 h5 or h5 h4 coming, and it's like I am not feeling secure anymore. It takes, takes, and then rook a1 is a mistake here. This is a mistake. They're saying that more correct at this point would actually be king h2 on basically moving the king out of the way so that there's no attacks that could arise. But then play that. Now they're doomed to the passive play. Queen b4, rook c1. White's pieces are getting shuffled all over the place and pinned to the max. 97. The next idea is we're going to try to reroute in to here and do another attack. C6, a7. These points would be beautiful, and then we're going to win a piece. A3, rook a3, f3, c6. There it is. The moving is starting to happen. D takes c, queen d2, and now h4. In comes Harry. Oops, that's what? No, that was Harry for... Oh, okay. Hold on, let me see what I missed. Oh, Queen A5. That makes sense. And then Harry for white. And now we bring our rook to B3. And we're trying to shuffle our queen to A3 to take, say, give a little tickle to to F3 there. H5. Ooh, queen went to D8. Interesting. Interesting. I thought for sure that he would try to stick the queen there and then go kaboom right there. But this also wins too. This is trying to go after the weak H4 pawn. So rook D1, knight B4. Now we're going to try to cement our knight on an outpost D3, cause a ton of chaos, and block up the position, clog it all up. Rook A1, knight D3. We can't take, because if we ever did, it would be a back rank mate, which would be sad. Knight E2. Okay. Wait a second, did I forget a move here? Did I miss a move? Oh, drat, I did. Drat. All the way back on move 21. So it wasn't A6. It was H6. Sorry about that. Let me promote. Hold on, let me promote this. H6. Just let me go through really quick and I'll get everything back up to code. I was wondering why he didn't move that right there. There. This it doesn't work because it's a mistake. Dubious. I have to get all these lines put in really quick. And then I'll delete it all the way back to that. I'll go through and reset everything up. Because rook takes, queen takes, and then rook B1, exclam. Rook takes, knight takes, and then rook takes. D1, knight D1, bishop B5, exclam, knight c3, queen d8, king g3, bishop c4, rook takes, a4, rook takes, b4, queen e3, and then we just retreat back there, and there we go, queen e7. f5 we found out stronger. There we go. Is that gets an exclam move because g takes f, and then takes and queen f8 exclam, which sets up for a fork like what we talked about. And then after knight a4, then the queen takes, and we talked about how horrendous of a trouble black would be in. So he takes there, the rook takes, and rook a1 is a mistake. We talked about this, that king h2 is actually, king h2 is best in that line. Queen b4, rook c1, knight e7, d2, rook a3, f3, knight c6, knight takes, c takes, queen d2, queen a5 to protect the queen, h4, and then rook b3, h5, and I think king d8, and rook d1, knight b4, a1, rook a1, and knight b2, and knight e2 to cover the pawn. Okay, since we got all this, we can actually promote this to the, and then delete this here. Oops. So I'll make sure I have it all. Yep, there we go. Instead of there, you can actually play, hold on, let me make sure I have those. Queen a4, bishop d7, takes, about even here. I almost forgot to put a line in. Good thing we remembered. and we did our due diligence. Yep. Let me make sure I have everything. Yep. Got everything perfect. So I want to make sure that so that when there we go. Okay, combination alert. This is a combination for black. Black has a combination. Black to move. Exclam. So I'll give it to you for a second. I'll be right back. Yep, you got it. Boom, exclam. Queen A5. There's it says, let me see here. Okay. Knight takes. Rook takes. Knight takes F3. And C1, rook, C1. And rook B1. And so it's all over. So what he says about bishop e2 is this: against bishop e2, our plan is to hammer away at h4. I mean, not h4, d4, with playing with playing c takes d4, and then knight h6 with the intent of playing our knight to f5. So this is the plan here. If your opponent plays French defense, you play, instead of bishop d7, you play queen b6, and your opponent doesn't play a3 but plays bishop e2. Just in case they play some sort of sideline, they don't play this, which is the main line. You hammer away first with c takes d, knight h4. I mean, knight to h6. I mean, and then after c, you bring your knight into f3, and then you take scope on d4. So your idea is to totally start squeezing on h4 with all your might. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay, now we'll do a Magnus game. Okay. Let me see here. Gonna be a longer one, but hey, gotta love it. Yep, you have to make sure that you just totally win. Sometimes all it takes is just to just keep squeezing until there's no more counterplay in the position, and then all the counterplay has been squeezed out of the position, and it's no longer there's nothing for your opponent to play for. Oops, wow, that was a lot. Okay, dokie, who's to move? Let me see. Wait. Let's check and see. Nope. Let's see what thing. Let's just do this here. Yep. Alright. Let's do it. Magnus is white, and his opponent is black. Magnus plays bishop takes. Magnus Carlsen gives the bishop for the knight. It is not only a strong continuation, but there is actually a stronger one that Magnus missed at. Is actually, yeah, is e5 exclam. e5 is a tremendous. This is a teeth. This is like getting hit really, really, really hard. F takes G, and then what am I missing here? Oh, bishop G4, and D takes rook. Rotates. Oh, was it rook takes? It was bishop. It was queen takes. Okay, on this one, because what you're doing is you're wanting to take over the D file. It's a really interesting move. This, though, throws into an imbalance. Now we're into an imbalance of bishops of opposite color endgame. So this is going to be who knows their endgame better now. H takes G. So now Magnus provoked a weakness here. Yes, he's got, you're saying though, hey, doesn't he have a weakness on E5 and the two E pawns, the E brothers? Yes, he does have the E twins. But we're not worried about that too much because this actually cuts a lot of squares from the king. So Jeremy Silman said that only a pawn is weak if it can be taken advantage of. So E5 here. This is to totally wreck the king side pawn structure. F takes E is forced, and now these pawns, the G pawns, look horrible. There's no way to ever rebuild them again. They're stuck here forever. It's gonna be really bad. Rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, and queen takes G. And now we've actually, let me see how many pawns. I think, yep, we're up a whole pawn. Magnus has won a pawn, and he also has an attack. However, the win does not come without any effort. He has to put some effort into it. That was a tongue twister there. And the opposite colored bishops give black drawing chances. So it's not, Magnus has to play this endgame accurately, otherwise it'll go towards a draw. So it's not over till it's over. Rook, queen e f8 check. King to g3. And then queen to f6, trying to reconnect everything. See, if Magnus took, then it would turn out to be a draw. So you have to, yeah. Queen h5. Exchanging would really permit black to control the c file. It'd be it'd be interesting, let's just say the least. It'd be totally interesting to see what would happen, because all of black's pawns are on dark squares. If a trade were to happen, of course, pawn takes wouldn't be a really good idea. I guess you maybe it would be. I'm thinking this might be a slight mistake though, because you're allowing this pawn to be passed. But it's kind of like one of those. It's a tough situation. If your king takes, then now you have to kind of worry a little bit about g4 and then get your pass pawn that way. So I'm not sure if that's such a good idea. It's kind of one of those hard things. You have to, as a chess player, analyze if a position is winning or not. So king d6 to centralize the king, and then queen to e8 here to bring the queen in and kind of tickle the king a little bit. Say, you know what, I'm here. Queen e4 is an exclam move. This is a beautiful move by black. I really like it, because now you're trying to force the exchange of queens. You're trying to make it so Magnus has to exchange queens with a check. It's protected by the bishop, and then it gives black a higher drawing potentials. So queen to b8 check, king d7, queen let's see here. Oops, not G. I am so sorry. That I meant B. That was my fault there. Sorry about that. Yeah, king d7. Queen takes, e5. Queen takes, e5 check. Bishop takes, e5. White has two extra pawns, but must overcome some obstacles. It's not easy to create a passed pawn. White must later have two rook pawns. May have two rook pawns in the end. So g6, bishop f6 here. Creating a pass pawn would kind of be hard to do, because you'd have to play h3 here, a4, which is an exclam move here to lock stuff down. g4, bishop d3 to try to go after the pawn, h5, g takes, king e6, and then bishop c7. And now king f5, Bishop takes. Bishop takes C. Bishop takes C5. Bishop takes B5. So they're starting to gobble. According to table, black draws here, the chess table. So king f5. If instead of king f5, bishop takes, bishop takes. H6. Bishop takes B. Hold on, what am I doing? H6 is right. Oh, sorry, I had the wrong line. King f7. Now you take here. Takes on b5. Takes on there. Bishop d3. King g4. e6. E6 and then king f4. And d5. White can't carry out e3, e4 anymore. A4 is an exclam by black. Bishop d3 is a mistake. Oops. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research on that. King f4. And white improves his king position after takes. King g5. And then bishop d3. Bishop e5 here, and this sets up for the bishop to infiltrate to c7. So a4. You'll have to look into seeing how all that works. I'm not sure how that works. So let's see, so he takes on b5 there. Oh wow, so now king takes g6. Bishop c3. Bishop d3 check. King g5. And b5. G4. So now he's got two connected passers. And white looks to be faster in the race. So instead of A4, let me see here. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is it right here. E6. And then we talked about this point here. He got in. King D5. King C4. G4. What is it? Did I miss? Uh-oh. I think I have the wrong thing. Let me see here. Bishop takes. King C4. Oh, A4. King B4. Bishop C7. C4. Bishop B5. Takes A5. Oh, cool. That'd be cool. Unless he takes. B6 is right here. So two pawns are starting to go up the board. Yikes, this is kind of scary. And then G4, in comes two pawns. B5. King F4 to attack the bishop. Bishop C6. H5. And white can actually promote the pawn here. Yeah, C variation is a little more difficult. So A4 again, let me see. There we go. There's how is bishop hold on, let me there we go. Instead of A4, bishop E4. And then G4 is played, D3. And then King F6, A4, H5, takes, and then takes, and then King E8, and trying to get over and stop the pawn. Bishop D3. I think it can't be D3. Oh, it's that's right, H6. I always got to remember where these start and they end. It's a pain sometimes. And now we can actually go after the weak pawns. King G8. And we grab it there, and then E4, up the pawns we go. The pawns are going up the board. D3, E5, C4, E3 to stop the queening, C3, E6, H7, E7, G6, and then let me make sure I have this right. It says E, H7, E6, G, and then E6 check, but I don't understand how there could be a check. I think it might have been put in there wrong. E5, Bishop D3 is a mistake here, so this move was a mistake. King D8 was actually a better move, and then H3, King H3, D3, King G4, takes, King G5, D3 to cover the pawn, King F6, E8, G4, and away the pawns go. King F8, and Bishop C7, take another pawn, take another pawn. Oops, hold on. I think we don't take there. I think we take King takes G6, Bishop D3 check, and King H6, and C4, E5, and white wins. So F5 check is an exclam here. So this is a good move. G4, Bishop E6, G3, Bishop takes C3, King F4, Bishop takes another pawn, H5, takes, C4, H6, G8, up the king goes, F7, King F, D6, King G7, King D3, H7, and he'll sacrifice for the pawn. I think it's a draw. E6, C3, and King D5 draw. Yep. F4. Oops, not F3. F4. C takes G. E6. D3 is actually okay. King F6. And then C4 to get the pawn rolling. G4. Of course, we talked about this. You have to get your pieces rolling. King takes G6. Takes G4. H5. E6. D4. E2. H6. Bishop D3 check. King G7. D5. H, and then takes. King E4. And then bishop takes. And white wins. Even if this is to play, and he pushes, we can actually come in. C7, exclam. Carlsen goes for reducing number of pawns. He has considered a lot of elements to ensure the endgame, including judging when the color of the bishop matters, in connection with the rook pawn where he would be able to invade with his king. King F7, bishop takes B6, B5, takes F1. The plan is to bring bishop B2. The plan would be to bring the king to E6 and then try to cement. But king F4 and E6, E4, C2, G4, and now we have a pass pawn, bishop D1, D4, because this covers here, here, and there, and here, so there's no entering. Bishop E2, King G5, F7, H, and then come on, up the board we go. And white wins because he's got two passers and there's no way that both the king, and eventually what will happen is this bishop can guard both of them. The king comes over and then gobbles this pawn up, and then you got three. G4, bishop D3, King F4. Naturally, Carlsen wants to push his e-pawn further up the board too. So E6, King E6, and then bishop pawn E4. And white has to make some preparation moves for this before he can create a passed H-pawn. So unless the problem with this is a double question mark. It's actually losing, which means it would be a draw in this scenario. Not losing, but a draw. Because takes. And black would be able to hold with king to D5 at this point. And it's just not able to, because then the bishop would come here. The bishop retreats back, the bishop goes to H7 and holds everything in place. And then all the bishop has to do is go back and forth along the B1 to H7 diagonal the whole entire time. I'll just show you like right here and here, and back and forth. Let's see. Bishop e2. Bishop d4. Bishop d1. h8. Bishop e2. King g5. King f7. h5. Pawn takes. h5 takes. Carlsen succeeded in his goal of obtaining two passed pawns. Bishop f3. e5, e6. Bishop f6. e4. King f4 exclam. c2. Bishop c2. h6. d5. e3. e3, and then bishop g6. King d2. King e6. Bishop and the king yeah, d7. It does take a long time to transfer your king over. And then b5 exclam. I think he's in mutual Zugzwangp at this point. Hold on, I'll get to a point for you, and I'll be right back. Here, let me get e6, c6. Oops, not c5. Bishop g6. c7. Let me see. Huh? What am I doing? I think I have this wrong. Oops. It's c6, sorry. Gotta come up the board. There, and then c7. Bishop f5. And then there's an exclam move. White to move exclam. And I want to see what you guys think. Oops. White to move exclam. Be right back. And you were right if you said king d8, because you're trying to get over there. Exclam. King f7. Bishop g7. King d7. Oops. Bishop G7, Bishop G6, D7. Got it. F5, D6, G4, G6. Let me see. Alright. Be right back. I think we'll do a couple. Actually, I'm probably gonna log. Getting a tiny bit tired tonight, but how about this? We'll save it here. We'll pick up this, and then I could do like one puzzle for us. I just got a little tired, so I'll do set up one puzzle, and then I got a log. For some reason I just got a slight headache, so I'll just do one puzzle for us, and then I got a log. So allergies are a pain sometimes. I get headaches from allergies. It affects my sinuses, and then I get really bad headaches, and I feel like one of those is coming on. So I'll do one puzzle, and then I gotta log off and just lay down for a sec. But I don't want to not do one puzzle. Okay, dokie, let me see if I got this right. Alright. So this is the mate, this is white to mate 2. And then but I wanted to end because I know you were all patient going through that end game, so I wanted to end with a mate 2. Mate, white to move mate 2. Yeah. Bishop F4. There you go. Okay. Got any questions? We'll pick up that end game tomorrow. Okay, we'll have to look into. I'll look into that. Okay, we'll have to look into seeing that. Alright. Thank you all for logging on. This has it had been great. Sorry about that. Sometimes, the mind's ready, but the body gets a little, not good and stuff. So you gotta remember, do what you can. Don't overdo it, and constantly keep pushing forward, honoring the Lord Jesus. And remember the chest cruncher motto of hanging up your coat, hanging up your hat, sitting down and studying when most won't. Chest crunchers do, and that makes all the difference. And as Wesley So says, through the Lord Jesus, as I say, God bless. And I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening. The Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And we'll keep pushing forward. Remember, Hannibal Smith said, forcing moves are key. 2 thumbs up, hoorah, be blessed, and I will see you tomorrow. Honor the Lord Jesus always. Bye-bye.